The cricket is an insect that rarely demands attention yet has shaped the soundscape of the natural world for longer than humans have existed. Long before cities, agriculture, or written language, the rhythmic calling of crickets echoed through forests, grasslands, and wetlands, marking the passage of time with a consistency that few other animals can match. Their sound has become so deeply embedded in human experience that it is often associated with silence itself, with still nights, warm air, and moments when the world seems to slow down. Behind this familiar presence lies an evolutionary story that stretches back hundreds of millions of years and reveals how survival can be achieved through communication, timing, and remarkable biological precision. Crickets belong to an ancient lineage of insects that emerged during a period when Earth's ecosystems were undergoing dramatic transformation. Early ancestors of modern crickets appeared more than 300 million years ago, during the late Carboniferous period, when vast swamp forests dominated the planet and oxygen levels were significantly higher than they are today. These early environments favored insects capable of navigating dense vegetation, producing sound, and coordinating reproduction over large areas without direct visual contact. From these pressures emerged the foundations of the cricket's defining trait, acoustic communication. The physical structure of a cricket reflects this evolutionary history. Its body is compact and segmented, supported by 6 strong legs adapted for jumping rather than sustained flight. While some cricket species possess wings, these wings are primarily tools for sound production rather than for long-distance movement. The hind legs are muscular and powerful, allowing the cricket to escape predators in sudden bursts, while the long antennae serve as sensitive sensory organs, detecting vibrations, chemical cues, and subtle changes in the environment. This reliance on sensory input rather than vision allows crickets to function efficiently in low-light conditions, where many predators are less effective. Sound production in crickets is one of the most specialized communication systems among insects. Unlike vocal animals that use lungs or vocal cords, crickets produce sound through a process known as stridulation. This involves rubbing one wing against another, where a series of microscopic ridges interacts with a hardened scraper structure to create vibrations. These vibrations are amplified by the wing membranes, producing the characteristic chirping sound. Each species has a distinct rhythm and frequency, allowing individuals to recognize members of their own species even in environments filled with competing sounds. The primary purpose of this sound is reproduction. Male crickets call to attract females, advertising their presence, genetic fitness, and location. The timing, consistency, and strength of a cricket's call provide information to potential mates, while also signaling dominance to rival males. In some species, females actively choose mates based on subtle differences in call patterns, favoring individuals whose sounds indicate strong development and favorable environmental adaptation. This selective pressure has driven the refinement of cricket calls over millions of years. Cricket behavior extends far beyond sound. These insects exhibit complex daily rhythms closely tied to temperature, light levels, and humidity. Most crickets are nocturnal, remaining hidden during daylight hours to avoid predators and dehydration. As evening approaches, they become active, emerging from soil, leaf litter, or crevices to feed and communicate. Their movements are deliberate and cautious, guided by a nervous system optimized for rapid response rather than complex reasoning. Cricket intelligence is modest but effective. They are capable of basic learning, particularly in relation to environmental cues and predator avoidance. Crickets can remember locations of shelter, respond to repeated threats with altered behavior, and adjust their activity patterns based on temperature and moisture levels. This level of adaptability has allowed them to thrive in a wide range of habitats, from forests and grasslands to deserts and urban environments. Diet plays a crucial role in the cricket's ecological function. Crickets are generally omnivorous, feeding on plant material, seeds, decaying organic matter, fungi, and occasionally small insects. This flexible diet allows them to exploit available resources while contributing to nutrient recycling. By breaking down plant debris and organic waste, crickets help return nutrients to the soil, supporting plant growth and microbial activity. In this way, they function as both consumers and recyclers within their ecosystems. Predation is a constant threat to crickets, shaping nearly every aspect of their behavior. Birds, reptiles, amphibians, small mammals, spiders, and parasitic insects all rely on crickets as a food source. Their primary defenses include camouflage, rapid jumping, and nocturnal activity. Some species have evolved coloration that blends seamlessly with their surroundings, while others rely on sudden bursts of movement to escape capture. The loud calling of males, while essential for reproduction, also increases predation risk, illustrating the delicate balance between survival and reproductive success. Reproduction in crickets follows a cycle finely tuned to environmental conditions. After mating, females lay eggs in soil, plant stems, or decaying material, selecting locations that offer moisture and protection. The eggs remain dormant until conditions are favorable, at which point they hatch into nymphs. These young crickets resemble miniature adults but lack wings and reproductive organs. As they grow, they undergo a series of molds, gradually developing adult features. This gradual transformation allows them to remain active and feeding throughout development, reducing vulnerability during metamorphosis. Crickets occupy an essential position in food webs. They transfer energy from plant material and detritus to higher trophic levels, supporting a wide range of predators. In agricultural systems, they can influence soil quality and pest populations, sometimes providing natural control of smaller insects. While occasionally considered pests when populations grow large, their overall impact is overwhelmingly beneficial, contributing to ecosystem stability rather than disruption. Human interaction with crickets is unusually complex for an insect. Across many cultures, crickets have been symbols of luck, prosperity, and resilience. In parts of Asia, they have been kept as pets for centuries, valued for their song and longevity. In literature and folklore, crickets often represent quiet wisdom or the passage of time. Scientifically, crickets have played a significant role in research on sound production, neurobiology, and circadian rhythms, serving as model organisms for understanding communication and behavior. The relationship between crickets and humans has also extended into modern sustainability discussions. As global interest in alternative protein sources grows, crickets have been identified as a highly efficient and environmentally friendly food source. Their ability to convert plant material into protein with minimal water and land use highlights the potential role in future food systems. This emerging perspective adds another layer to their significance, positioning them not just as ecological contributors but as potential allies in addressing human challenges. Environmental threats to crickets primarily stem from habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. Urban expansion and intensive agriculture reduce available shelter and disrupt breeding cycles, while chemical treatments can decimate local populations. Changes in temperature and rainfall patterns may alter the timing of cricket calls and reproduction, potentially affecting species interactions and ecosystem dynamics. Protecting diverse habitats and reducing chemical impact are essential steps in preserving cricket populations and the ecological services they provide. The importance of crickets extends beyond their physical presence. Their sound has become a natural indicator of environmental health, reflecting temperature, season, and habitat stability. In many regions, the absence of cricket calls signals ecological imbalance, loss of biodiversity, or environmental stress. Listening to crickets, therefore, is not merely a sensory experience but an unconscious form of ecological awareness. In the broader narrative of life on Earth, crickets represent continuity. They have survived planetary changes that erased countless other species, not by dominating their environment, but by integrating seamlessly into it. Their success lies in adaptability, communication, and an evolutionary strategy that values persistence over power. The cricket's song, simple yet enduring, is a reminder that survival often belongs to those who listen as much as they act. Understanding crickets means understanding a fundamental principle of nature, that even the smallest voices can carry across vast stretches of time. Their presence connects ancient ecosystems to modern landscapes, bridging the deep past with the present moment. In their quiet resilience and rhythmic calls, crickets embody the subtle strength of life that continues, night after night, unseen but essential.